Hello and welcome to Yak Talk. Now, I know last time I promised you, and I know I try to follow my promises, that I'd be talking about our next part and why the new 2017 Star Trek series is going to take place in the new universe, not the old universe. However, the Star Trek Beyond trailer got released, and I watched that a bunch of times. There is a ton to be distracted by in this preview. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's like motorcycles being run on and bow fighting, staff girl. We're going to focus on the crucial key aspect of this preview. Which species is the villain? And I think there's pretty strong evidence that there are two species from the known universe that are very likely to be. And in general, I'm going to give some strong arguments for why it should be a known species because it just makes sense. But the two species I think have the strongest from what we've seen far are either the jem'hadar, which are part of the Dominion, or the Breen, which eventually joined the Dominion too, but that doesn't matter for this. Let's start with arguments that it's a known species. First, in a 90-minute to 2-hour movie, you really don't have that much time. I mean, it burns by real fast. So I'm going to tell you here, why would you spend time, valuable screen time, giving backstory and setting on creating a new species? I mean, that just is a lot of wasted airtime. Then, not only is it wasted airtime, it's wasted time and energy for the creative staff. The creators, I mean, the writers, the producers, the makeup artists, they have to spend time and energy working on this stuff. This isn't like making this stuff up is hard. They have to really delve into it. And for them, even if they're working from a species that's semi-developed, they have a good spot to work from. They can really just keep moving. It saves them time and energy. They can focus on other parts of the film. Lastly, Star Trek movies that tended to introduce new species tended to, as the villains, tended to be a little bit weaker. I'm looking at you, Sona and Remans. Second, the new movies have already sampled heavily from the DS9 canon. The whole plot element into the second new movie with Khan is that Section 31 goes and finds Khan and brings him back. I mean, that's pretty major plot element, pretty major strong point in the movie. Big secret spacecraft run by Section 31. Section 31 100% belongs to DS9. They created it, they made it happen. The Breen are from DS9. I mean, they are mentioned in TNG, but they really are a DS9 species. And the Dominion with the jem'hadar are completely a DS9 part of the universe. Now, in addition, Simon Pegg has really lied to us in the past already about, it's not Khan or it's not this. So don't trust a word he says. If he says it's a new species, I don't believe him. Because Simon Pegg is smart, and I bet he's going to follow what I said before. Keep the cognitive load down, keep it easy, make creative, so you can focus on the plot. For the Dominion, meaning the jem'hadar is the bad guy, there is some really strong evidence. First, that kamikaze attack, boom, classic jem'hadar. They love to do kamikaze attacks. I mean, they're genetically engineered, so it's like they're designed to fight for the profit. So they will sacrifice everything, and they do it just to prove how hardcore they are, not even as like a way of desperation to say, we will fight to the death. The other thing is that the jem'hadar have been known to use abandoned mines for prisons, and it kind of looks like an abandoned mine that the crew's being marched around there. I mean, that could be very easily a jem'hadar prison. The other thing is the guy kind of looks jem'hadar-y, but he doesn't have the grayness. There's no tetracell light going on there. So, I mean, he could be jem'hadar, maybe not. But I would say the jem'hadar are genetically engineered. This could be a jem'hadar 100 years in the past. In addition, this jem'hadar guy kind of looks like Tosk. Remember Tosk? The guy's like, I am Tosk. I am here to do good things. I am being hunted. I love Tosk. I always had a soft spot for him. There's always been a strong thing in the Star Trek universe that Tosk and the jem'hadar are kind of bred from the same thing, that they're that species that hunted the Tosk with a Dominion member. So maybe this is when the jem'hadar still looked a little bit more like Tosk before they've been kind of moved away from the Tosk. Now, there are some things that hurt the jem'hadar. First of all, trying to explain jem'hadar in a 90-minute to 2-hour format would be hard. Okay, you'd have to, at minimum, explain the Dominion, the Founders, the jem'hadar, the Gamma Quadrant, the Celestial Temple / Wormhole, Bajor, the Prophets, and it'd be pretty hard to do without explaining the Cardassians. So That's a lot to explain a 90 to 2 mile per minute forward. I mean, you're not going to do that in a 5-minute dialogue. I mean, I don't care how good of a writer Simon Pegg is. That'd be hard to pull off. The other thing is, there's no Vorta. Where are the Vorta? You cannot have jem'hadar without Vorta. Vorta are the bureaucrats who run the Dominion, and they make things stay in control and under their power. And unless they're trying to do like that parallel to the first encounter with the Dominion in DS9, where the Vorta's undercovered and that Bowstaff person, Bowstaff, that she's a Vorta, I think that's a pretty strong evidence that it might not be the jem'hadar. For the Breen, we know the Breen are pretty badass. I mean, they're tough, they are strong, and they are very morally ambiguous. I mean, even the Klingons are scared of the Breen. Okay, Kapla! Klingons are not scared of the Breen. We show them respect. No, you're okay. We'll agree. Klingons are not scared, but they show respect to the Breen as warriors. Now, things with the Breen, first of all, we've never seen a Breen face. They always wear those giant crazy suit things, and we've just never seen their face. And according to Wayun, they don't need to wear them. They just wear them because they like to. And those guys marching around the background there are wearing some pretty hardcore Breen-like suits. They're not wearing the snouts, but it's kind of what the Breen is. They're full body covered, face covered. Looks very Breenish to me. The other thing is the Breen have been known to use labor camps. Now, before the Dominion, like the Dominion example, that could be an abandoned mine they're marching around, but that's a labor camp. I mean, the Breen are intense. They put Cardassians in labor camps. They don't mess around. They are hardcore and they fight. Also, in that last scene, those little red ships, it looks like they're attacking Earth. And the Breen have attacked Earth. They attacked Earth in the Dominion War, and they knew that they would never come home. They were willing to fight to the death. They're kind of similar, like kamikaze style, just to put fear into Earth. And lastly, that whole line, "the frontier is pushing back," is very much more Breenish. The Breen are supposed to be way out there, really far away from the Federation, and they're very like to be left alone. They're very, independent. And the Breen could see the Federation coming out towards them and that they're pushing back. Like, this is us pushing back and this is fighting. All in all, there's pretty strong evidence for both species. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Breen just from the logistics side of trying to explain the Dominion, the jem'hadar, in that short of a time period. At the same time, if you have additional arguments for either species, please listen to the comments. Or if you think there's a third species or a new species makes sense, put that in the comments below. Feel free to give any opinion you have on this stuff. It's open to anybody. This is just my 2 cents. That's all I got today. Keep living life fantastic.